Hi, I'm Dillon.
And I'm Danish, and this is our ECE 2001 final design project. The purpose of this project was to set up two separate circuits, one being a transmitter and a receiver over there. The transmitter takes an audio signal from a phone and essentially cleans it up and turns that signal into laser, the amplitude of the light coming out. On the other end, in the receiver, that light is read by a solar cell and then transmitted back to sound signal and played through a speaker. We will demonstrate that at the end. So to start explaining this, we have our audio input plugged in through a capacitor and through a very small resistor into the op amp here. The purpose of the capacitor is to buffer the signal and to make sure that the incoming current is only an alternating current and remove all DC bias. Then we have at the other end, at the other input, the negative input, a 4.5 volt, 4.5 volts, which we created using a voltage splitter here, these two equal resistors, and the power source is 9 volts. Then the voltage supply for the op amp is 9 volts in, and the other end is connected to ground.
Yeah, the output comes out of the first pin of the op amp. It's a negative feedback loop going to the capacitor as part of the bias T. The bias T is also connected to a DC power supply, which has the minimum power that the laser needs to fire. Okay, so as we were saying, the amplified AC current comes into this capacitor, and the minimum DC current voltage required to power the laser comes in through this voltage divider. And then they both mix to power the laser. This is our receiver circuit. We used a virtual ground to power the op amp, which means we use this potentiometer to split the 9 volt from the battery, but in the middle there is a virtual ground on this side. So on the left rail is a positive 4.5 volts, and on the right rail is negative 4.5 volts. So we use either side to power the positive and negative voltage supply.
And so this is our solar cell, and this is providing the voltage input for the circuit. The input goes here through a capacitor to the input of the op amp. The positive input, the capacitor serves to buffer the signal and remove any DC voltage. And then using a negative feedback loop here with a 20 kilo ohm resistor and a 1 kilo ohm resistor, we amplify the signal and then have the output again through a capacitor to remove any DC voltage, and then send that signal immediately through the speakers, and the speakers are connected back to ground.
I can use my phone.